What's up, YouTube? Hope everybody's day is going well. Alright guys, so obviously I'm not little C, I'm his dad. Today we're going to be doing a how-to video on how to create a custom thumbnail. The reason why I'm doing this video is not because I want to suggest to everybody out there in the card collecting YouTube community that they need to do custom thumbnails. I love the diversity of everybody's channel. So the intent of this is not to be giving you suggestions on how to do your YouTube channel. I'm strictly doing this because we've had several people ask how I'm doing it. So I just thought, you know, what the heck, why not give the community a little how-to video if they want. So by all means, if you don't want to do that custom thumbnails, you don't have to watch this video. This is strictly for those who are interested, and I just kind of wanted to help out the community because I really like what y'all are doing here on YouTube. So anyway, we're going to get into it here. Now, for this video, I'm going to be using Photoshop. I'm a graphic designer, so I already have Photoshop, as well as several other graphics programs. You can do some of what I'm about to show you. You can do it in a program called Paint, and everyone who has a Windows computer should have Paint on their computer. You can't do as much as I'm about to show you, but you can at least do something if you wanted to. And if you guys really want, if we get enough comments, if people want to see how it could be done in Paint, then I will do a video on how to do it in Paint. But for now, I'm going to use Photoshop because that's what I like, and that's what I use. There are several graphic programs out there that are similar to Photoshop. So a lot of what I'm going to be able to do in Photoshop can be done in other graphic programs, and a lot of the commands are the same. I've been doing graphics for a long time, and I know that over the years I've discovered that a lot of the programs use similar commands. So, and they, you know, label things the same. So, not to get too technical here, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and do a little thumbnail here using Photoshop. All right, so for first things first is I want to use a piece out of the little C video that we're going to be posting. You don't have to steal a picture from the video. That's just what I want to do for this particular video. You can do something as simple as taking a picture, importing it in your computer, and then using it the same way I'm going to do what I'm about to do. So there's several different ways that you can import images into a graphics program. But one way that I like that's super easy is what I'm about to show you. And so I want to fast forward the video until I get to a scene in the video that I like. Alrighty guys, so anyway, after clicking around, I found what I'm going to use for the video. It's not the greatest picture here. It's not coming in as clear as I want, but it'll work for this video and for the thumbnail. I've got the video paused right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move the mouse out of the way and just kind of step back until the controls at the bottom disappear like they just did. Now I'm going to hit print screen, and the print screen button should be up by like your delete button. It should say print screen or PRTSC or PRNT screen, something of that nature. It's the print screen button, and you don't have to hold anything other than just press the print screen button and it'll capture what's on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize the video now because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to go into Photoshop. I already have it up here, and I've got my template set up. This is how I set up my templates here. We've got a width of 1920 pixels, and we've got a height of 1080 pixels. I've got a resolution of 72 because you can't make a huge file to upload to YouTube. They won't allow you to do it. So this is what I go with to fit a widescreen TV format. You don't have to go with this, but I've found that it fills the screen quite nicely when you use these pixel dimensions. So I've got these blue lines on my template here, and they're an indicator for me. I try to keep the lettering that I'm going to put in within this inner blue box that's represented by the blue lines because I don't want it to go outside. I've found if I keep it within there, nothing gets cut off depending on the format that the video is being watched, like if it's being watched on a tablet versus a phone versus a TV. I've found that usually that inner box, nothing gets cut off. But I have gone outside of it and it looks pretty good. But anyway, all right, so we've got our image on our clipboard. So I'm going to go ahead and go up to edit and just paste it in. And as you can see, it's really small here, and it's got stuff across the bottom, stuff on the sides, and stuff across the top. Okay, well, I obviously don't want that for my thumbnail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scooch this outside, and it's kind of cropping it for me, and then I'm just going to blow it up a little bit. And as I'm blowing it up, I notice, it still needs some more work because I got a lot of black lines on the outside there. So I'm just going to keep dragging until the black lines disappear on the outside. Okay. So then I'm going to hit the checkbox, and it resizes it for me. Now I still can move this down to get rid of that lower line that I don't like. And then there, now I've got it perfectly centered within here, and I'll just click out and it'll deselect it. Now I've got my image perfectly set in the area that I want it to be. Off to the right, you can see Photoshop works in layers, and we've got 2 layers. We've got a background layer and a layer 1. Each layer that you have, you can manipulate the different layers without affecting the layers below it or above it. I can go in and do something to the background layer. Obviously, it wouldn't be seen on this particular image. And then I can manipulate layer 1 without manipulating the background layer if I had filled it with a certain kind of color or something. Anyway, not to get too technical on you, but we're going to start here. Okay, guys, so I'm on layer 1. I'm going to go ahead and come down next to the text tool over here with the T. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to click out into my canvas. And right away, we can see that it created a second layer off to the right there. Now, this is my text layer. So we're only going to be manipulating the text in this particular layer. So I'm going to come down and just choose something simple. As far as fonts, there's tons of different fonts out there you can choose from. But I'm keeping it simple today, and I'm just going to type in redemption hit. And maybe I'll put a couple exclamation marks after it, and I'll hit the check mark. Okay, so now I've got my redemption hit here, and I can move it around. See how it's not affecting the layer 1? I can move it all around because I'm on the text layer. So I'm going to move it over here. Let's say I'm going to grab it and I'm going to make it bigger until I get it to where I kind of get the effect I'm after. And then I'm going to hit the checkbox once I've got it, and then I kind of want to put it at an angle. So I'm going to go up to image, and I'm going to click on transform, and then I'm going to click on skew, and that'll bring up all these little boxes here. I'm going to grab the middle box, and I'm just going to slide it up until I get the angle that I'm looking for. And maybe I'll come down here and kind of bring it down a little bit. That way it kind of shoots across the screen, but yet also leaves the packs down here for people to see, and I think that's pretty good there. I'll hit the checkbox and it'll save it there, and if I click out here, we can kind of see how it looks. And it doesn't look that good. The red kind of dies out onto the background, so I think I want to put an outline on this. So I'm going to go up to, since we'll make sure that we're on the text layer by clicking on it so it's highlighted. Then I'm going to go up to layer, and I'm going to go up to layer style, and then style settings. And now I can put an outline on this. Now an outline in the design world is often called a stroke. So we'll click on the stroke, and then we want it to be an outside outline. I want it to be at 100%. I don't want it faded, and I'll show you what the difference here in a second. But I don't want it black. I want it to be white, I think. So I'm going to hit OK. So the outline... So the stroke is going to go to the outside of the letters, and it's going to be 100% opacity, and then I can change the size. Right now it's at 1 pixel, and you can kind of see it on the screen. It doesn't really do much. But if I take it up, I can, I can make it to where it kind of forms the letters. I can make it real thin. I can make it thicker. I can make it really thick. If I want to make it look like it's in a box or something. You can decide what you want here. I'm trying to get a lot of attention out of this little redemption hit thing, so I might leave it large like that. But opacity, if I come over here and do opacity, I can fade it out and see how the layer 1 with our picture starts to show through the white. And as I make the opacity less and less, that outline fades away into the background or into layer 1. But for this case, I want it at 100%. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then if you want to add something cool like a little bevel, you can click on bevel, and as you see, it adds a little bevel around the letters. And you can control the size of the bevel, and it changes the look of it. So it's just up to you what you want to do. We'll just leave it right there. And we'll just leave it right there. So I'll hit OK. Boom. It's saved. Okay, and this is something, what we just did here, you can do a lot of this in Paint, like with the letters. You can't necessarily do the stroke or the bevel, but you can do the letters. Okay, so I'm kind of liking how this looks. Now I can go to File, Save As, and I can save it as a PSD file, which is a Photoshop file, or I'm just going to straight up save it to a JPEG. I'm not even going to save the layering information because I like the way it looks. So I'm just going to save it as, come down here and template. This is just what I've been calling them. I'm just going to rename it 41. I've got JPEG selected as a file type, and I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. And then the next thing that's going to pop up is this JPEG information. We've just got it maxed out to a large file. I'm going to hit OK, and it's saving. And there you go. It's saved our JPEG. So we can go take a look at it here. And then I'm going to scroll down until I find it. E41, double click on it. And there it is, Redemption. So now this thumbnail, this JPEG thumbnail, is ready for upload to YouTube. Okay, now we're in YouTube, and I'm on the video. Alrighty, so here are all the YouTube generated thumbnails. Right below it is custom thumbnail. We're going to hit custom thumbnail. We're going to go find our picture right here. Going to hit open. It's going to upload. And when you're uploading a brand new YouTube video, the custom thumbnail button is actually in a different place. It's down in the lower right hand corner of the screen, and you can do it direct, like as you're uploading your video, you can update that thumbnail picture before your video is even uploaded. But this is through Video Manager, which allowed me to come back in and edit, and so I'm actually doing this editing after I've already got the video to YouTube. I just have not made the videos private right now. I haven't published it yet, so that's why nobody can see it yet. Anyway, we've got it here. We've got the gray outline around it, so we know that's the one it's going to use. I'm going to go ahead and click on Save Changes, and it should save. Sometimes I've noticed that it takes a while for it to update. It may take several minutes before. There we go. All right, so now that will be the thumbnail here for this video. So anyway, y'all, I hope hope that video was helpful for you. For any of you who had questions about how to do it. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to comment, and I will answer them for you. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Peace!